Yo, what's up guys? So today we're going to be showcasing off how broken synchroing is with the new Master Rule 2020. We're talking about where you can actually utilize the other zones for some synchros here. Now, this one is going to go to its full potential. We're still utilizing some link plays over here, but Trident Launcher is just way too good not to go ahead and play with, of course, TGs. Now, this deck is going to be a variant where you can make Blazar or Quasar, although I would say Blazar is better than Quasar, which you guys will see here in the gameplay. So, nonetheless, what makes synchroing so broken is allowing you to go ahead and have triple Librarian in one turn, and that's insane. I mean, because of the new Master Rule, we don't need this card connected, which allows us to potentially draw 3 cards. I mean, look at the draw off of Librarian. There's already multiple draws off Librarian, and then once we summon another one, look at this, drawing 3 cards off of that, and then on top of that, getting an extra card off of Star Guardian is just going to be insane. That's already after we draw multiple cards off Librarian. I mean, we're talking like easily 10 card advantage here with, of course, Librarian. I mean, every single time you're synchroing, that's +1. I mean, do you guys see where this becomes a problem? I know a lot of people are super excited about the new Master Rule, but at this point, you guys can probably see that it's going to be a little bit out of control with some of the synchro decks. Now, obviously, you could get hand trap, but there is a lot of other cards that can prevent your opponent from utilizing a hand trap. And you can still kind of combo off, depending on your hand, at least through one hand trap for most synchro variants, especially with TGs. I mean, once this card goes off and doesn't have its effect negated, you're basically good to go. And then I love how he's like, yo, I'm going to go ahead and banish your card. Not today with the TGX3 DX2. It's basically a mini pot of avarice. And at this point, well, it was game a long time ago, but we've also got... I'm going to call this like the Quasar of the TGs, because he was supposed to be like the big boy boss monster. And on top of that, we have the new Shooting Star Dragon TG expansion over here, which is quite a great card, which allows you to stop some of your opponent's plays. But I got a few different plays to showcase off. Like I said, this can be a Quasar deck if you want it to, but Blazar actually outclasses it simply due to the Utopia card, because Blazar will be able to just go ahead and negate that summon, which probably in most scenarios is going to be better. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and check out the play over here. So once again, we're making that Trident Launcher over here. Excellent card just to be able to go ahead and be able to just grab triple monsters. It's really unfair, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Also, we had the Bamboo engine here because we are playing as Sold. It's just a fantastic engine just to go ahead and just bring out the TG Striker, and that will be your card that you'll be utilizing to go ahead and link summon into the Trident Launcher, which again, now with this extra zone, it's a huge deal for TGs. Again, it allows you to go ahead and draw so many cards off of Librarian, which makes it OP, and Librarian is already a really good card, and it was changed, you know, for a reason on the list, but now it's back to its full potential over here, and now we see the Cosmic Blazar Dragon. So this card, like you said, it's better than Quasar in a lot of scenarios. You saw the guy try to go for that cheeky Utopia play, and on top of that, he had double of the double or nothing. So this guy's just playing some type of cheese Utopia, you know, one shot, one punch man. But yeah, Blazar Dragon over here, whenever your opponent would summon a monster or even declare an attack, you can negate the attack in the battle phase, or if they would summon a monster, you can just negate that summon. And that's the important part with the Blazar Dragon, where I'd say in most scenarios will outclass Quasar. Quasar technically does maybe allow you to go ahead and OTK a little bit faster, but you'll be able to OTK quite easy in this deck. And speaking of the new Master Rule, I think a lot of players are interested in trying out Fluffles. They are a lot better, because before you would make like one monster, and then if that didn't go through, it got its effect negated. You just really didn't have that many other like follow-up plays, because you were kind of stuck with that Fluffle in the zone now, and you might not want to use it as material, but now you have access to more things. So I think a lot of people were excited about Fluffles, but at the end of the day, I don't see Fluffles being able to really negate too much with what they have on their board. Yeah, they're able to go ahead and bring back another monster. Yeah, they can go for the sheep, where they can kind of stall, but at the end of the day, there really isn't much that you can do, I would say, with the Fluffles turn 1 compared to doing it turn 2. We're able to go ahead and attack multiple times or pop multiple cards, which is quite great. So I think they're definitely a go second deck, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and see the Synchro player pop off over here. This is a TG variant. I do want to kind of make a Quasar variant, although this one could technically make Quasar. Already we're going to see the Frightful Kraken over here. So this one's to target a monster opponent controls and just send it to the graveyard. It can't attack, but during the turn the effect is activated, but nonetheless he's going to go ahead and try to get rid of that, and then the expansion is going to go ahead and stop this. So I would say with most Synchro decks, you were heavily invested previously on making just one Quasar, and that was it because of Link Summons. But now, with this, you can see that you have a follow-up play over here the next turn, which I think is something that's very important for any Synchro deck. A lot of times you invest everything into that turn 1 play, and then that's it. Where, with the ability with Librarian to straight up just draw, like, literally 10 cards in your deck, it becomes really unfair. And on top of that, the Satellite Warrior is able to go ahead and target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Synchro monsters in your graveyard, which, I mean, at this point, okay, hold on. I mean, we had so many Synchro monsters, that's popped the entire board. So Synchros have gotten a lot better, and I don't think Quasar is, like, the card to kind of go ahead and make nowadays. But I know you guys do want it, and I will go ahead and give you guys some gameplay of that very soon. But I wanted to show what I would consider it to be a little bit better. Now, this duel is kind of an extreme matchup over here because well, the player isn't going to get absolutely destroyed turn 1. Cyber Dragons, surprisingly, a lot of people will say Cyber Dragons aren't very good, and like, you know, I've been there too, alright? But Cyber Dragons are actually a pretty good deck. They have a lot of consistency, and on top of that, they have a lot of potential just to go ahead and disrupt your board in OTK. I mean, Cyber Dragon Infinity is still a super boss monster, plus they have the ability to really just destroy stuff in the extra monster zone, of course, with some of their extra deck cards. On top of that, Fortress Dragon is quite a great card. But anyways, once again, launcher, we got double Librarian over here. We're going to be drawing a lot of cards, and you guys already know the story with this. But this one's a little bit different, and you'll be surprised with the ending for sure on this gameplay here, because when I watched this, I was like, okay, it's another, like, the other guy is not going to be able to play. Here, lost one card off of course, the Aqua Dolphin over here, but we're going to see Inheritor, and look at this, we have 5 Synchros out on the board, and a Link Monster, and we still have 6 cards in hand. Like, that is OP, right? And I was like, okay, how is he going to come out of this? Okay, so he makes Blazar, so he can go ahead and stop a summon. He's going to go ahead and get rid of the Fortress Dragon, so that card will go away, but it will come back, just like, kind of like Stardust Dragon, if you will. But nonetheless, he's going to go ahead and activate the effects of the Galaxy Soldier, which is quite a great card. He's going to go ahead and make Infinity. Infinity's going to go ahead and try to absorb. This card's going to go ahead and activate its effect to go ahead and stop it, but this card has the ability to go ahead and just get rid of it. So Infinity is out. He almost OTKs him, but because of that new Master Rule, I really would have thought a better idea would have been to try to make something rather than leaving the Cyber Dragon, considering there's a Cosmic Blazar Dragon coming out the next turn. So he's going to go ahead and activate the Foolish Boreal Goods. He's going to go ahead and draw a card and be able to go ahead and pot a Greed over here. This is a really good play, so he goes ahead and gets rid of the Infinity, obviously, and then we're going to see Red Layer now because he has no monsters, so that can actually help you out, whereas Quasar kind of just sits there, and sometimes your opponent will, like, maybe take control over or do whatever with the monster, because it kind of lingers there. With this, it goes away, so usually your opponent can't do too much unless they, like, put it back into the grave, but that's not going to realistically happen. So he's going to go ahead and boost up this card's attack over here, and I thought, okay, it's game, it's over, right? No, it's not. It's not over yet, man. He's got Twin Twisters. Watch the top deck Arena over here, so he's going to go ahead and top deck into the Cyber Dragon Dray, and he's got Core to go ahead and bring out another monster. Hertz is going to go ahead and be out over here, so now he's going to be able to copy a level, and goes right into another Cyber Dragon Infinity, absorbing the other guy's Synchro monster, and he was at low life points. Even though this one was an L, I liked the duel, and I thought it was really cool to share with you guys. But anyways, now that you guys have seen it in action, how good the deck can be, and I know the last one was an L, but I still think that this deck going first is insane. I mean, when you're able to go ahead and drop triple Librarian and go through like 20 plus cards in your deck, usually your opponent will quit. I'm surprised you got the gameplay. Shout out to my boy AzneyesWhitedragon for these plays, but honestly, if I was to try to do this, I know every single time that I see someone to summon Librarian, a lot of people will be like, alright, I'm dipping out. I already know what's about to happen because of the new Master Rule. And so, Quasar, like I said, oh, wait, if I can spell. Quasar is basically this card. I mean, the summon requirements are exactly the same. So if you want to swap that out and make this more of a Quasar deck, because he's definitely more iconic. I mean, this was like the ultimate Synchro monster. It was like the card where if you made it, you won the game. But now there's much better options like the TG expansion, because some of the TG cards will kind of lock you down, obviously going for the plays. But because you can Synchro summon during your opponent's turn, you can kind of go ahead and make other things as well. So keep that in mind. If you wanted to, you can just go ahead and make Quasar instead of Blazar, because technically that's not a TG anyways, but this card is really good as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile for the new Master Rule 2020, or Master Rule 5, whatever you guys want to call it, for Synchros. Though this is one variant, this is the TG variant, and I think it's probably one of the better variants. Again, when you can drop triple Librarian on your opponent, I mean, it's really hard to compete with Trident Launcher because originally I wanted to do Plant Synchro, but I think that TGs are just going to be outclassing, and I still probably will end up making a video on Plant Synchro because I think it's more iconic. But the Trident Launcher, you can't compete with summoning a TG from your deck, hand, and graveyard after going for another play. It just outclasses it, honestly. But anyways, we got 1 copy of the Quantum Red Layer, 3 copies of the TG Serpent, 3 copies of the Neo Space Connector, 3 copies of Werewolf, 3 copies of Junk Forward, 1 copy of the Aqua Dolphin, 1 Striker, 1 copy of Gear Zombie, 1 copy of Booster Raptor. A lot of these honestly are just if you control TG special summon, or if you have some way to special summon it, you can go ahead and summon it. Whereas this card over here can attack directly, but it's also just because it's level 1 over here. Which honestly, if you wanted to throw in 1-for-1, this could be a great option as well. And then we have 1 copy of Tank Larva over here, and then we've got 1 reinforcement of the army for, of course, your Space Connector, and then we got 1 copy of Foolish Boreal Goods for, of course, your Bamboo Engine if you need it, and then 1 copy of Where Art Thou, because you're going to be drawing a lot of cards in this deck. Where Art Thou, again, it allows you to go ahead and search out. That's another reason why we have some of these here. And then we have 1 copy, 3 copies of Golden Bamboo Sword, 1 copy of Reborn, 2 copies of Succession, 1 copy of the Master Rule. So technically, you just need to put this in here if you want to play a new Master Rule, because it'll probably make a video specifying how to play in it. And then we have an Inheritor over here at 2, and then 3 copies of Synchro Chase. So this makes it so if you Synchro summon a Warrior Synchron or Stardust Synchro monster, you can target 1 monster river that was used as material for Synchro summon and special summon it. So this can kind of help out with recovery, and your opponent can activate cards or effects in the response to activations of the effects of your Synchro monsters whose original name are Warrior or Synchron or Stardust over here. So that really just comes down to the Satellite Warrior over here. Great little card. Over there to be able to again, where is it? You can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Synchro monsters. Basically, what that means is if your opponent doesn't get rid of this, and you guys saw time and time again where we had like 6 cards during the end phase, and we already had a huge board. If we go ahead and make this the next turn, we're basically popping out everything that they have, and they can't respond to it, which is really good. And then we have 2 copies of DDR, 1 copy of Phoenix Blade, 1 copy of Living Fossil, 1 copy of Broken Bamboo, so a triple copy of Cursed Bamboo, 1 copy of the Overdone Boreal, and 1 copy of the TGX3 DX2, which allows you to go ahead and be able to have like a Pot of Avarice effect. Honestly, I would probably drop this card. I would consider running Impermanences, maybe some Call by the Graves to have a little bit more consistency in the off chance that your opponent does happen to have hand traps. And also going second with this deck, it would make it a little bit more consistent, although most of the gameplay that you guys will be seeing that you'll pop off with is you going first and drawing so many cards off of Librarian, because that's basically what you want to do in this deck. But anyways, guys, that's a deck profile. Let me know your thoughts on it down below with the new Master Rule 5. I think that, again, Synchros are just so broken with triple Librarian in the new format. I don't know if I would consider it the best deck because, again, going second with this deck, if your opponent happens to have too many negations, well, you're not playing. But that's just kind of like most decks, let's be honest here. But nonetheless, I think that this is probably one of the better Synchro variant decks out there right now in the game. Again, Plant Synchro is just, unfortunately, it's just outclassed. I wish it was good. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section below. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on that bell if you want to see more new Synchro decks. And I will, again, cover a Quasar variant of probably Plant Synchro because it's just cooler to me. But if you guys want to see many other replays of Master Rule 5, just like my boy AzneyesWhitedragon did, and shoutouts once again to him, and I'll leave him down below if you guys want to go ahead and check him out. He's always doing some good, crazy, spicy plays. But anyways, nice to tune in, guys. Have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.